online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey. Hey.
There you go.
What? Everybody's so crazy right now. The show is crazy right now. What? Hey. Yeah, y'all in the right place. We in here. This is the one and only Are You the One? Season 3 after show. I'm so excited. This is episode 2. I'm your host, Lem Gonsalves. I'm so glad to be back. I was absent last week, but of course my homies held it down, and we are here all in effect, ready to break down this show. I'm really excited. Really excited. Before that, I want to make sure that you use this amazing hashtag. It's going to be ABTV. AYTO. Got it right. Yeah.
Yes.
We're live tweeting, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to use that. You can send it out. Our engineer will let us know what you're thinking. If you got questions, we can answer them live on air, possibly. I also want to give a shout out to my boy Andrew Kirk. He's like the biggest super fan ever. He's like ready for this show. He was on last season with 2 the whole time. We had him on the show. It was great. Shout out to him. Like I said, we're live stream. We're about to get into it. Of course, I can't do this by myself. I got to my left, to my left, to the left, to the left. I got my girl Desiree Murphy. What's up, D-Murph?
Hey.
Tell them where they can find you, girl.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DMurph625.
Nino.
What's good, man?
Nino.
What's good, dog?
What's up, Nino?
How y'all doing, guys? It's your boy Nino. You can find me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Shout out to you, Andrew Kirk. I got your text. Oh, I got your tweets, and we're going to answer your questions later on.
We're going to get into it. And, of course, you can find me at The Poet Saint, and that's on Twitter, Instagram, all of the stuff, all of the things. We about to break it down. Y'all ready to break it down? Break down the crazy and loveness as it is.
Absolutely.
So let's start. You know, we had the first episode, of course, and we had typically in this show, they usually start off where they left off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. And so they had the matchup ceremony on the previous episode. They got 2 lights.
Right.
So there was some people that were, some mixed feelings going on. And so you had some kind of couples, I'll use this term loosely, some couples that, right? 2-week couples that kind of wanted to, kind of hash things out. So we start off with Stacey and Alec, talk about, their feelings. Devin and Kiki, they also have some dialogue that goes on. They're trying to figure themselves out. Mike and Amanda, you can see them. Mm-hmm. They have a connection. They want to keep it going. And then you got this great couple, and I guess Desiree is like a fan of his.
No.
Like, I think Chuck, I think she loves him, kind of.
Chuck.
I don't know.
I might be turning red, guys.
It's turning red. But Chuck and Hannah, a.k.a. Barbie and Ken, are like also kind of have some things going on. So you're starting to see, it's only week 2 right now.
Right.
This was just week 1 just happened. Mm-hmm. We're going into week 2, and you have these people pairing off. What are you thinking right now? Put yourself in this situation. Mm-hmm. You're on a deserted island of Hawaii. It's not deserted.
Beautiful island.
Right. But you're sequestered, right? You're sequestered in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. You're around all these people. It's 20 people. People are starting to branch off. Desiree, you're in this situation. How are you feeling right now?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so early on still,
Right.
and I feel like the people that have already made connections, it's kind of like, are they in it too fast right now? Mm-hmm. Are they kind of screwing themselves over in a way? I don't know. I would feel overwhelmed if I were there, for sure.
Overwhelmed.
Because I could see myself having instant chemistry with, I don't know, Chuck maybe.
Chuck!
But there's other people on the show like Hunter, I feel like I would be a better match with.
Oh, okay.
So,
Interesting.
See, because you're playing it analytically.
Right.
Okay, there's a lot of emotions going on, guys.
Yes.
In
Super
this
emotions.
episode already. We saw Stacey cry. We saw Hannah talk about her pretty girl problems. She's a very pretty girl. Yes, she is.
Right.
She is.
But it kind of sucks. It's kind of true, though. Some people you get the wrong guys because, of your looks. and she doesn't want that anymore. But so many emotions are flaring. I don't know what I would do at this point. I think I would probably be in a little psychological mess, so I can see where they're going. You know,
I will say this, and I was telling you guys this before the show, but you know, when we did the season 2 and we got to talk to some of the cast members, you know, a lot of them were saying it's a very difficult situation. You know, it's like it's like concentrated. It's like, you know, if we're dating, we may see each other 2-3 times a week, maybe, you know, if that, and then we kind of build on that. These people are seeing each other 24 hours a day, sleeping in the same house, eating together. So it's like magnified. So even though they've only been together 2 weeks, it's like 2 months almost, you know, or 3 months. So you kind of keep that in perspective. And then of course everyone's beautiful, you know, they you know, a lot of them are just cool people. So it's easy to kind of get wrapped up, but these people are all single for a reason. And because they're single for a reason, a lot of them tend to go to their old habits of dating. If they like a bad boy, they end up gravitating to the grab boy. That's not their perfect match, however, possibly, but they end up going to that, and we'll see what, you know, what we get, which would happen now, which we'll get into, where it's just like, what? Like you're just sitting there dumbfounded because some of these people really have built some strong connections.
It's like quiet chaos.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we'll get into the game, right? They have this game, and they always do this, and it's basically to determine who gets to go on these dates, right? And the dates end up turning into another reason, because of those people that go on these dates, one of the couples can get chosen, as we know, to go into the truth booth. And in the truth booth, they get to find out if they're a match or not. If they are a match, those people, obviously, they don't need to play anymore. They get to go to the honeymoon island and kind of honeymoon stuff. And then the rest of the people are still trying to find the matches. If they're not a match, then they know, okay, we're not a match. Then we don't have to worry about it. The problem is the people that end up getting voted into the truth booth are people that really like each other and kind of want to be with each other. So we're gonna get into it, but the game, which was interesting, the title of it was "Holy Bleep." These guys actually said this stuff. So these are quotes that the guys said, which are, some of them are just crazy off the wall.
Down, by the way.
Yeah. What did you write down? I wrote some down too.
Let's
see. I have
Tyler wipes his boogers everywhere. I thought that was pretty gross.
Hunter slept with his teacher.
Yes, yeah, and
Connor
Hunter
loves One Direction.
Right, One Direction.
Throw it out
there. I mean, the biggest dude, the most brawl looking dude in the house. He likes One Direction. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting for Hunter because he's like the Southern dude. You know, you would think like Hunter, like of all people, but Hunter's the man. I mean, he slept with, you know, and he said he got an A. So
hope this was in college.
I mean, I hope so. Like, we're really hoping
CNN
so.
has another story.
Exactly. There we go.
Alec cries to Airbud.
Yes.
That was amazing.
His emotional side.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So in this game, the girls have to go and they have to run. We got a hashtag.
Yes.
Swole. I love it. Swole with one direction. Swole with one D. Hashtag swole with one D. I love it. I love it. Our engineers are great here. Okay. You got to use that one. All right. So in this game that we described, we have the girls, they have to go. And I thought it was interesting. They actually it wasn't like they had to guess who said it. They actually had the face of the person who named it. All they had to do was memorize who it was.
Exactly.
That was it. Use their memory. So they ran over, they looked at it, and then they came back and kind of put it up of what they were going to do, and then whoever got finished first, and that was tallied. But of course, the most correct answers is the one that basically is what you want to be. So after all the smoke cleared, it was Kiki, Stacy, and Mel that won.
Right.
So all three of them won. So they got to choose who they wanted to go out with, you know, as the reward. So Mel, she picked Tyler. Stacy picked Hunter.
And who did Kiki pick?
Wondering. Well, that was interesting because everybody was kind of like, okay, she's, you know, liking Devin, but he kind of did her wrong because in the last elimination, he, you know, it came out that he wanted to sleep with 2 girls and he's kind of being the dirty bird kind of dude. So she's like, oh, she's going to pick someone else. No, she follows her heart. No, she follows her heart.
She did. But you know, in the beginning, Devin did try to make it right. We saw he tried to talk to her and try to make it right.
He apologized.
He apologized. So I think that's why she probably tried to. She picked.
And then Mike called her out and said, "You look like an idiot for doing this." Basically.
But I also think he apologized because he got caught. Like I think so too. It wasn't like, I don't think it was very sincere. Like, oh, I'm really sorry. I really do care for you and you only. Like, it was more or less, they got me, so I'm sorry.
I was gonna leave.
I didn't want you to feel bad.
I was gonna leave this for like as we go on with the episodes. But Devin never answers a question.
Yeah.
Like, he never answers a question. Devin will just give like a
right.
Like we'll talk about it later.
Right.
Type situation, so he could play both fields.
He's a deflector.
Right. And
he's a deflector.
And he did say he's like, I'm a really smart guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Later on in the matchups. I kind of believe it. I think he does have a plan.
He is smart.
You know, he may be a D-bag.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but he has a plan. He's trying to play the game how we think everyone should play.
And I think the other thing with Devin, I think he reminds me of a politician. Like, he's very, no, really, he's very much like, I want to make you happy. 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 Everybody happy. And then, be unscathed in the process.
Right.
Which, in this type of situation, it's like impossible. But, and we'll get into this, but I think he is smart as well. And I think it's going to be interesting going forward into, as it continues, how if his voice can kind of rise above everyone else following their heart.
Yeah, and can he talk other people also into this? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
We'll see. I don't know.
Our boy Andrew Kirk has something to say. He says, I can't stand Devin. He's a typical casting of one of those shows, a guy who will just play every girl in the house. Interesting. Andrew speaking it out.
I know.
Oh, crazy. So we have the dates, but before the dates there, we have Connor and Kayla start talking about what they like. So this is kind of a situation where they're kind of feeling each other out, seeing their traction obviously is there. Again, these are just people that are kind of pairing up and kind of, seeing what they're about. Hannah, the beauty queen, we'll call her. She feels that she's, like you said, she feels like she's pretty. Yeah. She's too pretty. She keeps getting involved in this. And like, part of me is like, come on, like, stop it. Like, that's kind of like, really, like, it's like, I've heard it before, and you're just like, I'm just so pretty, I can't find anybody. No.
I feel bad because I see the context where she's trying to go with it.
Yeah.
But just when it comes out, anytime that comes out like that,
it sounds like, so bad. Yeah.
Anytime.
Oh God, really? You just
anytime,
said that?
Right? But the thing is, it's like the one thing, and we get what she's trying to say. She's trying to say that she wants somebody to be real with her.
Right.
Exactly.
She wants somebody to want to be with her because she's funny or she has a good personality, not because she looks like how she looks. But at the same time, do you want to be ugly? Do you want to be unattractive? We'll use that term. I don't think so.
True.
Like, you wouldn't want to be like, oh, let me be unattractive, so then I can now have people want to talk to me from my mind.
I don't think she'd ever say that.
Yeah.
I don't think she would.
Yeah, I don't think she would ever.
I feel like Chuck is genuine though. I do. I don't know. I might be biased.
Chuck is the president in your eyes.
Chuck,
I see.
If you're watching right now, please tweet us.
We got to get Chuck on the show. We got to get Chuck. We got to get Chuck on the show, just for D Murph.
We need to have like a hashtag for you soon.
For real. But I will say they are a cute couple. They are a cute couple. They do kiss. That was kind of sweet.
He said he felt like the luckiest guy in the world.
Right. And I think Chuck is cool. I mean, he's
a laid back dude.
Laid back surfer type. He just looks like not the care in the world, but it looks like also her speed. So we'll see. Well, anyway, we're gonna get into it, but it's gonna be crazy.
Going back to Connor and Kayla for a second, I really liked their conversation about what side of the bed they sleep on. Out of all things you could talk about.
The wall in the door.
Wait. Okay, I'm glad you went back to that. Okay, first of all, Connor was spitting game. I'm gonna tell you right now.
He was.
Connor was spitting game. That's game because he peeped out like what she was like, and he was like, "Oh, let me tell you what I do. I sleep on the bed, the side that the door is on, because I want to be the protector." Like, what girl is not going to be like, "Oh my gosh, that's what you do? That's amazing." Because you know what I'm saying? Like, come on,
and he's like 6'8".
Exactly. I mean, I pre, and then she's like, and whatever she said that she likes, she's like, oh my gosh, I like a girl like you. That's exactly that's the exact thing I told my mama yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Connor, come on, we know you spin game, it's cool. But I mean, it's working for him. And I think
he gets butt naked. Apparently works for him.
She's like, I don't know what to say to that, but exactly. He did
slide in the DMs and grab a little cake. I was like, wait. Oh yeah.
Wait. That was the best.
Was
that
that a
was
good
the
segue?
best. That was. No. Wait.
Hashtag
Dude.
squishy squishy.
Hashtag squishy.
Well, I'm saying.
I mean, my boy Connor, he's working. He's working.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
putting in the work. I mean, that's what you got to do. And the thing is, in this type of situation, you got so much competition. Like I said, you have all these people are attractive. You have everyone's vying for each other's affection. So if you like somebody, you kind of have to be very aggressive because otherwise the next dude's going to try to get with them. And until they're
So
not a
true.
match, then it's over for you. So you kind of got to get in where you get in. So I get it. Power to the people. Do what you got to do.
He even went in depth though. He even talked about what happened when he got arrested.
Right.
Oh, that's
he
true.
really
did.
went in with her.
He did.
I mean, minus the flirty stuff, but he kind of
Right.
told her, his story or whatnot.
Right.
We can move on, but I just had to put that in there.
No, he did. He did. Like I said, he's putting in work. He's
Yes.
putting in work.
Definitely.
He's putting in work. Someone else that was putting in work was Mr. Mike.
Magic
Mike, the stripper. He dances for the girls because they know he's a stripper, and so everybody's getting loose. Got a liquor into him, so they're like, Mike, you got to get it. Let's go. And so of course he obliges and starts giving everybody lap dances. And then Manda, the person he's been connecting with, the
Pissed.
freckle girl, she gets jealous, of course, and she's not happy about that.
No, Amanda wants her schlong to herself.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's
He
what she
also
said.
said, "I'm the filet mignon on my craft," and I
Filet
died.
mignon.
That was laughable. Like that was first
I
of all.
think I had tears of
Yeah,
laughter.
That was laughable, and I think he's the type of dude. He's gonna give some great quotes.
yeah.
Personal schlong.
Oh wow! Hashtag personal slong.
Too
Dope. We love it.
good.
We love it. But yeah, he's gonna be the type of dude that's gonna have these great quotes that we're just gonna be able to say, and it's gonna enlighten us because
Yes.
he's that dude.
So many.
He's that dude.
Right.
He's that dude.
Also, Mike, if you would like to come on the show, all about it.
You might have to go for the wine shot for that. show.
She just wants both guys on either side.
So are we
be able
gonna
to
be
talk
here?
to them.
Is this
Yeah,
gonna be
exactly.
you?
We'll just be sitting on the couch there.
I
That's
think
it.
I'm changing the taping
Yeah,
time.
because I was like, hilarious. the midnight taping is that available? Oh my gosh, hilarious.
After dark.
Yeah,
Kidding.
exactly. Right. Are you the one after dark? So another couple that kind of got some little mojo going on was Rashida and Tyler.
Yeah.
Which I like. They were talking about old school. I don't know how old school they can go, because they're really not that old. But they were talking about, hip hop, some R&B. They both seem to really connect on that,
did.
which I think
Totally
music
get the music
is a
connection.
great connection. I think
Yeah.
music's a great connection. So they were talking about that. So I like that. I hope that, well, again, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So the date. Couples go out. They go out on these scooters in the city down there in Hawaii. Looks like they're having a good time. Tyler says he's never seen the ocean, which I think is crazy.
Crazy.
Where is he from? Where is he from again?
Indianapolis, right?
Indianapolis,
Yeah.
Indiana. I can't believe that. I mean, what that means is he's not left his house, his
Yeah.
yard. So I don't know, but maybe that's good that he's now in Hawaii. He gets to see a lot of the beach now, so he's working on that.
It's a cool moment.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, all the dates went well, which is good. Everybody had a good time. One of the things that I think is really bad is if you go on a date and it just sucks.
Oh, yeah,
and then
absolutely.
you don't have any fun.
Terrible.
You're not connecting with the person. You just want to go home. Just all of that. So I like that all the dates went well. It was good. Another couple, possibly Nelson and Cheyenne. They have a cookie moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That
Cookies
was
and milk
great.
with the ice in the milk.
Yeah.
You
Ice
guys,
in
you
the
guys,
milk.
you guys do the ice in the milk?
I've never done that before.
I've never done that either. Is that a thing?
I have.
Is it
I
good?
have. Well, okay. I'll put it like this. It does water down your milk.
Okay.
But I do love ice cold milk.
Right.
So you can't, but see, they were dipping the cookies into the ice milk, which I think is weird because then
Yeah.
it's
The
like,
water,
yeah.
milky
I don't know about
chocolate.
that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. So I would put like ice in the milk and then maybe take it out and then start dipping
Gotcha.
Okay.
with warm cookies.
Gotcha.
That's the bomb.
Now I'm hungry.
I don't know if
That's
I'll
the
be trying that. I
that's
could
the
go for
bomb.
some Oreos.
Yeah, so-
I could see. No, but I could see where ice cold milk could just taste
Yeah.
really, really good. Though.
Yeah.
ice cold,
Never
like ice
tried
cold
it.
milk just by itself, it's refreshing. It's bomb. It's bomb. Yeah, I don't drink beer, but people say
Hashtag
ice cold.
Lem.
Yeah, ice, baby. What? But no, I mean, I think it's the same sensation. Like I said, I don't drink beer, but people say ice cold beer is really good, really refreshing. So ice cold milk, same thing. I think work it out.
Trying
work
it
out.
tonight.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
let you guys
Trying
know.
it out. So now it's truth move time. Da-da-da-da.
Oh,
So, with no surprise, Devin and Kiki get voted in, right?
I would have voted for them too. I just want to know.
Right. And I think, and I think it's a lot of that. I think it's, they have this connection, or, so they say, but I think a lot of it is, you wanting to put a bed. Okay, are you guys a match or not? Because if you are, let's get it over with.
Everyone in the house wants to know at this point.
Because if you're not, you need to pull away from each other. Because at this point, they are the strongest couple. The ones that have the strongest feelings for one another. They developed early on, and they're really there. So they go to the truth booth. Of course, they're like, hope it's match, and they're kissing, and everybody's like on pins and needles. And what happens, ladies and gentlemen?
No match.
No match.
Terrible.
Oh, it's like the word when you like somebody or when you love somebody on a show, like that's like the best. I mean, the worst. The worst.
Was it the best?
It would be the best. Or worse. In this situation.
It's the worst.
Goes.
The first episode, it was good because they kind of weren't really feeling each other, and they were like kind of wanted to do other things, so that worked. This, no. They were mad. They were upset. I think more so Kiki.
Okay,
and Devin says it's hard to break a heart in 2 weeks, but by the look on his face, I just didn't feel like it was very sincere. I told you guys.
Are you talking about Devin?
I didn't believe it.
Yeah. Devin, I don't believe anything Devin says.
Oh, there you go.
I don't believe anything Devin says. Like I said, I feel like Devin was more relieved than anything because basically what this does, whether he felt that at that moment, but he sure did feel it later, is that now he can fool with her, but have the green light to go fool with someone else because technically that's not his match. Yeah. So I got to play the game. Right. I got to find my perfect match, but we can still hook up on the side and da. So, and they even said that they kind of even both like, when they were in their confessional moment and they were kind of lounging with the shades on and like, so, we're still gonna, we're still gonna do our thing.
Liar.
Yeah, exactly. It's a liar. We're gonna do our thing, but we're not gonna tell nobody. Like, I mean, that kind of stuff. So, but I think Devin is, he's manipulating her.
Right.
He's definitely manipulating her because he knows she's super invested.
I gotta say to you, shout out to you, Kiki, for being so nice about the picture that we tweeted out yesterday with a Kim cry.
Oh yeah.
Or the other day, I'm sorry, with a Kim cry. You're a really good sport about that.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling bad for you now that I've tweeted you a couple times. I feel like I know you a little bit.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like a little sad for you.
Right.
I feel bad. I do.
No, I mean, I think Kiki's great, and I think she sounds like she's the type of person that loves hard. If she's invested with somebody, she's invested in that person, basically. And so, she's attracted to Devin. She feels that there's something there. Now they know they're not a match, but of course she still wants to be with him. As they were, on the bed, she's like, "Do you like me for me?" Like she's really, checking for him.
And did Devin answer?
What did Devin do? What did Devin do?
I think that was the soundbite was. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the politician. I'm telling you, the master politician. So the house kind of confronts them a little bit, and I kind of like how they challenge them because they come back and they know the deal. I'm sure they've seen other shows or whatever, and they know how invested they are, and they want to know right then and there, like, "Yo, are you cutting ties? Tell us right now." And of course, the politician is like, we'll talk about that later.
So messed
We're going to talk about that later. Right. Of course, Kiki's like, well, we want to just give us some time. And, she wants to kind of have her moment. You know what I'm saying?
Before, anyone said anything, she was just like, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. Before anybody says anything, we need our time.
She did do that. She did do that. No, and she really went, and you know what? I don't fault her for that.
No, I don't either.
I don't fault her for that. I think it's, I think the house was like, okay, you want your time, fine, but just let us know. That's it, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, they didn't kind of want to say that because they wanted to allude that they would, kind of still be doing what they're doing. And the house is like, we don't want you to do that because you're not playing the game right.
I have a question. What would you guys think in that moment? Because if you were so in love with somebody, or like not in love, let's not say in love, right. With somebody at that time, and then all of a sudden you're a no match, like how would you feel? Like how would you feel coming out of that? And would you still want to invest your time? Like if you were that emotional with it?
I'm gonna tell you right now, knowing me and I'm a little sensitive, I'm a poet,
right,
and so so but no, really, I do feel for these people, even though it's easy to kind of look on the outside and like, look, you're there to play a game. You're there to win some money. Like, let's keep it real. You know, if you like somebody, great, like them. And then after the show, go on and live happily ever after. But I understand being in that situation, being in that presence, you find this person, and especially if you haven't been in a relationship in a while, or or it's been hard for you for some time, and you find somebody that you like and you get to spend all your time with them, yes, that would be hard. I would have a difficult time. But I would also look at the big picture and be like, look, let's put our feelings on hold. You know, we can still be cordial. Let's get this game over with. The faster we get the game over with, the faster we can get to knowing each other.
Point.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's play, basically.
So then, let's play the game. You know, once it's not a match. Now, until they're not a match, I'm all about that person. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. But once that happens, yes, let's just get to the game over. If our love is going to stand, it will after the show is over.
Such a good point.
Bottom line.
I never thought of it like that.
Very true.
You know, I'm
Gotta
smart.
play the game right.
I'm really smart.
Like Devin.
Hello, Devin.
Smarter than Devin.
There we go.
So Connor, we had talked about this earlier, but you know, he was shouting out to Kayla and talked about her getting arrested, and of course then does the squishy squishy. It was great. So let's get into the matchup ceremony. So we got the matchup ceremony. Of course, this happens at the end of every show. Right. This is when they go. It was the guys' turn this particular time, so they get to pick what girl they want as the match. So start off with Hunter. He picked Stacy. They went on the date. They had a good time. Austin,
they were cute.
right? They were cute. Austin picks Kiki. Okay, so now it gets kind of crazy, right? Now he picks Kiki because obviously she's not a match with our boy Devin, so there's no need for that to go on any longer. He picks her, and then she's asked about her and Devin, and then he mentions about treating the game as a math equation. So he says, this is Devin we're talking about, and says that he knows more than other people. So the thing is, he was doing too much. Like, I think if he was like, yo, let's really get into this and treat it like a math quiz, I think that's fine. I think, you know, he's trying to be level-headed. Let's really look at this. Hey guys, let's brainstorm. Let's really get to the grassroots of this and figure out how we can win this game and then get on with our lives. But then once he says he knows more than most people, he shoots himself in the throat.
You still have to live with these people for like 20-something more days.
Exactly. Come on.
Really? Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, and then people are already, feeling some kind of way about him because how he's still, trying to holler at Kiki, and then of course, he's trying to play. And he's just trying to play everybody, basically.
They haven't talked about his BO this episode yet.
I
still wonder because he said it last time.
That's right. That's right. He did say that. We need to find. Once I get a guest, we will find out. We're going to talk to Kiki. Kiki, we got to have you on the show. Yeah. So I think that's where you messed up. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like he's definitely going to be the villain of of the show. A lot of people, someone that people want to hate or people love to hate, because of how he is and how he's crass and he's really cocky and all this kind of stuff. And it's just going to be interesting and to find out who his match really is.
Right.
That's the interesting part.
Who's going to be matched up with? I can't even imagine. Right.
Is that match going to want Devin to be the match?
If he keeps acting the way he is, I don't think so. But we'll see. Next up is Connor. Picks Kayla. Very confident about that. Nelson picks Cheyenne. Mike goes with Amanda. Zach goes with Brittany, who we don't know anything about yet.
That one
we don't know about that.
Like, wait, who are they?
Right. They're just kind of in the background.
Hopefully next episode.
We'll start seeing them probably more episode. Devin picks Melanie, and then Melanie has words because she feels bad about being the second choice. Right. Yeah. She feels bad because she picked him while he was still kind of, and picking on for the date, and then he was still feeling what have you. So she feels bad about the second choice, but it goes back to this game. This game, you're going to be the second and third and fourth choice because once you're not a match with somebody, you got to find the match. Right. So if you weren't the initial person, I mean, that's kind of how it's going to be. Terrible. So it kind of breeds. It breeds drama. Yeah. I mean, this whole game is fixated on breeding drama. I mean, that's what it is. So we get into Tyler. Tyler picks Rashida. Alec picks Chelsea. And then we have Chuck, who picks Hannah. Only choice left, but he says it would be his only choice. So everybody's feeling pretty confident at this moment, right? There's a lot of couples that have kind of been working things out, like about 5 or 6 that really feel good. Other ones are just kind of pieced together, but there is something there, right?
And one of them, I forgot who it was, but they said they felt really strong about the matches tonight. Meaning, there's probably going to be at least, a match. I don't know, 3, or at least maybe 1.
And especially when they had on the first time 2 And that's just them kind of just feeling it out.
Exactly.
Not really knowing anybody, right? And they got 2. So yeah, you've had another week and you've had some more time to talk to people. And so yeah, you're going to feel good. I felt good.
I did too.
I felt good.
We all guessed how many.
Yeah.
We said about 3 maybe.
We said 3, maybe 4, which is kind of customary. You're going to get, one more, what have you. So, of course, starts off and the dramatic music, love it, right?
Love it.
And so we have Ryan there and he's like, all right, show us the lights. And so they're waiting and then the lights go dim. And so they're like, wait, what? And so people start freaking out and they're like, no, wait, it's okay. Just hold on,
Being
and we keep
dramatic.
being suspenseful, right? And then all of a sudden, all the house lights come back on, and there's no lights that go off. And Ryan's like, blackout.
Blackout, guys.
Blackout.
On the second episode, y'all.
Yo.
What?
Yo, son.
This was us too. We were like,
this
is a blackout.
And the thing is, we knew, knowing, seeing the show and how it kind of went along, and you knew, like, when it says this season on, Are You the One? You see that it's going to happen. It happens. No way did I think that it was going to happen this early.
So early.
So early. And in watching the show last season, it did happen last season, but it was like further down the road. There was already some matches confirmed. There was like 2 matches confirmed already. They had already been sent away. So it was like the remainder, and it was a blackout. But this time it's so crazy because in this episode, a blackout is equal to $250,000.
$250K.
Crazy.
Bye-bye.
$250,000 is done. They're already splitting this 20 ways, right? So, you already feel like, okay, I'm gonna get 50 grand. You know what I'm saying? Respectively, right? No, not anymore.
So for all the stress and psychologicalness.
So then you think about it. If it happens again, that's another $250,000. So then you get half of what you get. So, I mean, the thing is, and this is why I think it's definitely going to shake things up. And I'll say this for a number of reasons. Number one, when you have a blackout, it's like 10 truth booths. Because now the person that you were next to basically is not your match.
Right.
So everybody, whoever they were next to, it's not their match. You can rule that person out completely. So you basically start from scratch. So all it is now is going, you had 2 matches the previous one. You know that there was a couple of truth booths also that happened that aren't matches. So now it's just a matter of kind of piecing the puzzle together and kind of figuring out. Now they have 8 more tries to get, now it's 750,000 to get the money. So now it's a matter, like I said, of playing the game right, putting people in the truth booth who you feel like is a good match, getting them out the way so you can focus on the other people.
Once again, it has to be an analytical type situation here,
right?
And people have to start playing that kind of game,
right?
If they want to keep this money going, right? Our boy Andrew Kirk says the blackout wasn't a surprise at all. It wasn't when we when there was so much of a silent pause,
right?
And kind of like a wait in anticipation for it. We all looked at each other like, okay, so that was a blackout, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then they're like, it's a blackout.
Yeah.
It actually is.
It's a blackout.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Well, the funny thing is, Mr. Alec, who also isn't
this is the best line of the night.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Not a favorite person also. He's not up there with, he's not as bad as Devin. You know what I'm saying? But he's kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? He's not the most revered guy. And he yells at the top of his lungs that we have to start playing with our hearts. Okay, wait, hold on. Can we get a moment of silence? Okay. That is the craziest statement because the whole thing is they've been playing with their hearts.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
And that's what messed them up.
That's what's messing them up. They're playing with their hearts. They're going by the person that they're instantly attracted to, that they have chemistry. And the thing is, a perfect match isn't always the person that you are attracted to right away. It's somebody who is the perfect match for you. So it could be someone that's totally opposite from you, but they compliment you and they give what you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the thing is, they have to start playing this game with this and not this.
And maybe Devin really is maybe one of the smartest ones in the house after hearing that.
I think that's the smartest thing he said thus far.
I wonder though if Alec, when he said it out loud, like he kind of realized like, oh, that's not what I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that was so instantaneous for all of us. Like, you didn't just say that, dog, did you?
And maybe he did. You know what? That's a good point because maybe he was trying to say, play with our heads or something else
like that, or it was like you really got to dig deep is what he was trying to say,
or something
versus just like have the physical attraction or whatnot, or like scratch the surface type stuff. Well, I think when he meant play with his heart, he meant like really dig into your mind,
to dig and try to find.
That's what
it has to be.
I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
Right, we have to because there's no way
hilarious.
that he should. It was just so funny because, and the way they did it, because he said it so loud, like everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's a blackout. And it's like, we have to play with our horn. Like it was just like bellowing, like,
Alex, I'm trying to help you out. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you should tweet us and let us know how you feel, man.
Right.
Alec, tweet us and let us know what you really felt, because I need to know. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting going into the next episode how this is going to affect. Because the other issue is that you have some people that really genuinely did like each other. There's about, like I said, 5 couples that really were feeling each other, had some chemistry, you know what I'm saying, all that going on. Now they know they're not a match. So it's a good thing because now you know, okay, I don't have to worry about that person. But it's also a bad thing because it's the same thing what happens in Truth Booth when you have someone that you really like and you know you're not a match, but you're still connected to them. You still want to be with them. And the thing is, and this is something that someone, and I defer to the last season a lot because it's good to kind of show people, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of things are very similar. But it's like it's almost like when you're with someone, like let's say we're together and then we break up, right? I don't have to see you anymore, right? You
have that choice.
Break up, right? Exactly. They break up. It's like, okay, well now I'm not dating you no more, but I still see you
24/7
every day, all day. That's hard.
Yeah.
And then like if I'm still having feelings for you, and then you're over there going with Nino because you're trying to find your match, then I'm hurt too because I'm like, but I like you, and you're going with him, but you have to, but I still like you.
I wonder how Kiki felt when like it was a blackout.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kiki was like secretly like, see, now y'all know how I feel.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I'm sure because that's what's happened before.
Right.
That's what's happened before, and because of the thing, unless you know,
it just happened to her.
Unless you know how it feels, and again, I think it's good that it happened early. You know, because like I said, I think the recovery is better. Because like I said, if it happened like before, like later on down the line, when people are really, really invested and they really, really think they got it.
Way tougher.
You know what I'm saying? And they've been seeing each other now. It's like 5 weeks is like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, we're not a match, but I love you. And I was going to move down to Chicago. I talked to your grandma. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
sad.
I'm telling you, like there was one couple that happened. It was a blackout last season, and they literally had talked about like moving in with each other after the show, like all of that. Oh yeah, they had talked about all of that, and then they're done, and then it's just like no match.
Well, okay.
No match. All of that done. So it's tough. It's tough. This show, which is why I like it. Which is why it's dope. Is because there's so many facets to it. You know, you want to get that money, but you're also looking for love. But then it's also hard because you find love, but it's not the right person for you as far as the game is concerned. But you can't really push it off because it's just so layered. It's so layered.
It's crazy. The house goes nuts though after this blackout.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
There's tears.
There's tears. You know. Tears that shed.
Yeah.
There's people just like yelling.
Who was crying? Somebody was crying like hard.
I want to say it's Rashida.
Yeah, it was Rashida. Yeah.
Let me clear things up really quick, y'all.
Please, brother.
Okay.
Please.
So I was admiring the wrong booty last week. It was actually Cheyenne's butt. Like, I apologize.
Sorry, Cheyenne.
And you know.
Hashtag wrong booty.
Hashtag wrong booty. That was Cheyenne's butt. But Cheyenne and Rashida, y'all were like sweet on Instagram.
God.
Thank you for helping you figure that out. Actually, thank you to who was it? It was TJ. It was somebody. Trevor for letting me know that was
it was Cheyenne.
It was Cheyenne. But I apologize. But it was Rashida who cried. I'm pretty sure this time. And if I'm wrong again, just let me know in the comments.
No, it was. But she was like really devastated. Like you could tell she took it hard. She took it hard because, and I don't think it's so much the person she was with, just the fact like, we lost money.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we lost a quarter of our money. You know what I'm saying?
The emotions are just high.
They're just high. Yeah. They're just super high. So, and the thing is, everybody wants, and they're all looking for love. They're on the show, because they're single and they want to find that perfect person, and they haven't had luck previous, which is again why they're a contestant. So, like I said, a lot of emotions. It's going to be interesting to see how it keeps going and progresses. Going forward. I think it's some of the people that are really invested in each other. They're going to have a hard time. And I think the house is going to be in an uproar because I think people are should be finding their match, but I think some people are still going to be coupling up, and all that kind of stuff, and it's going to basically affect the game.
Even at the previews at the end, even Ryan gave it to the cast a little bit, or whoever he was talking to. I didn't see,
right?
But Ryan, the host, was just like, you're looking stupid.
Yeah, exactly,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
And that's huge.
So,
because they don't, that's huge
big.
for him to
Host
say
usually
that.
just kind of, is there to
facilitate.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, for him to kind of form that opinion and be like, yeah, you're stupid.
Right.
That means it's bad, but again, this game, it really messes with you. So it's going to be interesting how it works. But I would like now to get into predictions.
Oh, this is going to be so rough.
I don't even know what to predict. Oh, the lights. Here we go.
Oh,
love it.
Shoot.
Love it.
The blackout.
Can we just get everything off?
Right. This is the ABTV blackout. All right. So, Nino, we'll start with you. Going forward, what are your predictions about how everything's going to go down at the house?
My head just blacked out. I don't know. It's so crazy. Like there were some people in the matchups this time that I thought oh yeah, they have to be. They have to be somewhat of a match. You know what I mean? And now, no one's a match. I'm like, I'm so confused where everything's going to go. Yeah. And I can just imagine how they feel being the contestants.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. So, to be really honest, my predictions are at a 0 right now. All I know is that I predict a lot of chaos and a lot of drama.
You do predict that guy.
And a lot more spring break type antics as we move along.
Sure.
Couldn't have said that better.
Spring break type antics.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, so rough. I mean, I agree with you in the fact that
right?
I just can't believe there wasn't at least one match.
Right.
I feel like there's strong connections.
You're happy that Chuck did a match, though, huh?
I like Chuck and him together.
I
do.
Oh,
but you know what?
Be with somebody.
Him being like a kind of surfer boy, and I know Kiki loves yoga, so maybe they could be a match.
That's a good,
interesting.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I like that.
I don't know. That's all I got.
That's all you got. That's all you got. It's and again, it's so early. It's hard to tell, but I will say this. First of all, I think that Kiki and Devin are still going to be fooling around.
Yes.
I think they're definitely going to be fooling around, and I think it's going to breed animosity in the house because they're not going to be focusing on anyone else, especially Kiki.
Yeah.
I could definitely see Devin still trying to play around or whatever, play the field, but definitely Kiki being invested, still feeling that she needs to be with him. So I think people are going to get upset about that, and I think that some of the people that felt like they were couples, I think again, as I said before, they're going to have a hard time getting back to the house, kind of readjusting. I will say though, I do believe that since they now can start fresh, because there's been, they know now there's 10 people, there aren't matches. I do think there's going to be some type of intellect being brought in at this point. So however they figure it out, but I think someone is going to come up, and it could be Devin. It could be Devin since he's so smart, but someone's going to come up and be like, yo, we really need to look at this as a different angle and start maybe going in that direction as far as how the dates are run, because all that plays into it. Who goes on dates, because you can't be thrown into the truth booth unless you go on a date.
Right.
So you might pick somebody, not because you like them, but because you could be a possible match, and then find out and get thrown into the truth booth. So that's if you're playing it that way. Will they do it that way? I don't know. It's going to be hard to tell. But the fact that it's so early that they had that blackout, I think that now is the perfect time to do it. Before the feelings get super, super invested.
So there was a tweet question here asking if we think there's going to be another blackout in the season.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I don't. If I'll say it like this: if they play it right, there should not be, because a blackout is nothing. So as long as they have one match, it's not a blackout.
Right.
I can't see them not having at least one match going forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think now they just need to play the game right and kind of go, because also you got to look at it going forward. You're going to have truth boosts, all that going on. So that the more is elimination, more elimination. So I don't think it should. If it does,
you never know though.
Yeah. Right. If it does, that means that they are literally not caring about the game. They are really just trying to find love or how you want to perceive that. I mean, and that's the thing. It's it sounds bad. They're looking for love. They should be. Well, yeah. I mean, you want to find somebody that you can be with, but at the same time, is the being with someone for 10 weeks, and loving them for 10. I'm gonna use that term loosely. Yeah. Loving them for 10 weeks. Worth that much money.
And you know what? In this case, you could actually have your cake and eat it too. If you do find somebody you truly love and it might not be your match for some reason,
right?
Play the game.
That's what I was saying earlier.
That's what I said earlier. Exactly what you said. Play the game, find it out, and take home that cash.
Exactly.
And, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Happily ever after.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Or even better, if you really are gangster about it, then you're we're a perfect match. you win a challenge, get thrown in the truth booth, you're a match, you're in the honeymoon suite.
Right.
You're
So
chilling,
true.
and everybody else has to work and find their matches while you're getting pampered and you're chilling and do whatever you got to do. So it's like there's certain ways you can look at it, but the best way to do it is with this. Right. You have to do it with this.
And not like it's ever going to happen, but it would be smart for this cast to work together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. They have to work together.
That.
That is, and that's what happened in the past. In the past 2 seasons, once they realized what they had to do, they worked together. The matches happened, but they have to work together.
We need to get to AYTO next season. I think we're going to be like experts.
I know, and I want to hear from more viewers too. So
yeah.
please tweet us what you think the potential matches could be.
Right. Absolutely.
I want to know.
I want to know. And we got to, and we're going to definitely, and we're definitely going to have to get some guests on the show.
We have to.
We'll have to get some guests on. If you're watching the show, anybody from the show, you're following us, please shout out to us. We definitely want to have you on the show. You can ever have it in the studio live, or if you're out, in Timbuktu, we can have you call in and we can talk to you, and you can give us the 411 and let us know how to go. But for right now, that's the end of our show. We want to thank you for tuning in. I have been your host, Lem Gonsalves, and you can find me again on social media everywhere. But if you're looking for me, I'm at The Poet Saint because I'm sensitive, because I'm about my heart, son. But The Poet Saint, and that's on Twitter, Instagram, all the social media outlets. Come holler at me. Let me know what you think about the show. I'd love to hear from you. Follow me, all that good stuff. D Murph, where they find you at, homegirl?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at dmurph625.
And once again, guys, it's your boy Nino. You can find me at Nino llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And once again, thanks for rocking with us and giving us your questions so we can interact with y'all.
Yeah, do it. Hashtag. What was the best hashtag? We had a lot of them. What was the best one?
DMs, personal slong.
Hashtag squishy squishy.
Squishy squishy. There we
Hashtag
go.
squishy squishy. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.